Well, I think in 2005, when I was appointed, the business community found the whole subject of human rights a bit mysterious and even scary. It seemed to be a world without boundaries and increasingly held them responsible for things that they didn't think they had responsibility for or didn't know how to manage. And over the course of time, I think we have demystified the whole issue of human rights and brought it down to a level where it's understandable for the corporate community, for smaller companies, for managers, in terms of very simple responsibilities, not to infringe on the rights of others as they go about their business, and the kinds of systems that they need to put in place in order to make sure that that happens. Well, there have been emblematic cases that have framed the public understanding and the public debate, whether it's Shell in Nigeria or Nike in Indonesia or what have you. And public pressure and advocacy group pressure always helps introduce new subjects to the public, and this is no exception. But over time, also companies, especially large extractive industries, have found increasing pressure from the communities in which they operate, and have looked for ways to manage their relationship with communities better. Investors have raised questions, governments have raised questions, and so increasingly this is a subject that business is familiar with and is increasingly engaged in. The work that the ILO does is of course very important in the context of workers' rights, which are after all human rights as well. And because of the existence of the ILO, I don't have to spend as much time on workers' rights as I otherwise would. So I focus more on the on issues related to business impact on communities and society as a whole, and how those can be more effectively managed. In my view, what's happening is that human rights is today where the environment was, let's say, 30 years ago. No company had environmental impact assessments 30 years ago. Today, almost everybody does. 30 years from now, most companies will have human rights impact assessments, and in fact, many already do. And so I think it's part of the social evolution of the relationship between business and society that's focused on the need to have sustainable relationships with the physical environment, but also with the social environment in which business operates. The human rights agenda initially was created by states for states. And it had institutional mechanisms that were designed to deal with state abuses. And only gradually have we focused on the fact that businesses have an enormous impact on human rights. We always understood that in relation to workers' rights, but it's taken a bit longer to bring it into the broader social realm.